Welcome to the world of science fiction where extraordinary tales come to life. Enjoy the journey. The impact shattered Liam's pod like glass. Fire erupted around him, melting the alien soil into blackened slag. His last memory was the ship's screaming collision imminent before everything went dark. When he groaned awake, the air smelled of ozone and something sweet, like crushed berries and electricity. Above him, the sky pulsed with twin moons, casting everything in eerie violet light. Trees with spiraling, glowing bark towered overhead, their leaves shimmering like liquid silver. Where the hell am I? Liam staggered to his feet, wincing as pain shot through his ribs. His survival suit was torn, the oxygen filter cracked. He tapped his wrist calm. Static. No signal. Just great. A rustle in the undergrowth. He spun, grabbing the knife from his belt. The jungle fell silent. Then, movement. Shadows flickered between the trees, too graceful to be animals. "Show yourselves," he barked. A figure stepped into the light. Tall, lean, female. Her skin was the color of twilight, shimmering with faint bioluminescent markings. She wore armor woven from glowing vines. Her eyes, large and pupilless, locked onto him with terrifying intensity. Behind her, a dozen more emerged, spears tipped with crystalline blades aimed at his throat. The leader tilted her head, nostrils flaring, as if scenting him. Then she spoke, her voice like wind chimes. Zyren Keth. Liam didn't understand, but the way her warriors tightened their circle told him enough. "I'm not getting out of this alive." The Zephyrian women led Liam through the glowing jungle, their spears never wavering. His wrists were bound with a living vine that pulsed faintly against his skin, as if sensing his heartbeat. The leader, tall, with silver markings swirling down her arms, walked ahead, her posture rigid. She hadn't spoken again, but the others whispered in their melodic language, their eyes flickering over him with a mix of fascination and distrust. The jungle thinned, revealing a village unlike anything Liam had ever seen. Structures woven from luminous vines spiraled upward, their walls breathing like living things. Bioluminescent flowers lined the pathways, pulsing softly in time with the twin moon's light. Women paused in their tasks, weaving, grinding strange glowing seeds, tending to floating jellyfish-like creatures, to stare at him. None of them looked hostile, but none looked friendly either. Just curious. The leader stopped before a massive stone archway carved with symbols that seemed to shift under his gaze. Beyond it lay a circular arena, its floor inlaid with obsidian and veins of blue crystal. The air here hummed, thick with energy. She turned to him, her large eyes narrowing. Vaith Keth Ziren *, she said, then pointed to the arena's center. Liam didn't need a translator to understand. Go in *. He swallowed hard. What happens now? No answer. The women formed a ring around the arena, their spears planted in the ground. Then, from the shadows, an elder emerged, her skin etched with deep blue scars, her movements slow but deliberate. She carried a staff topped with a pulsing crystal, and when she struck it against the stone, the ground trembled. The leader, Liam decided to call her Syra in his head, stepped forward and spoke. The elder listened, then nodded. Without warning, she raised her staff, and the crystals in the floor flared to life. A holographic beast materialized in the arena, a creature of jagged light and snapping jaws. Liam barely had time to react before it lunged. He dodged, rolling to the side as claws raked the air where his head had been. The Zephyrians watched, silent. No cheers, no gasps, just observation. This is a test *. The beast reformed, its body shifting like liquid shadow. It struck again, and this time, Liam didn't move fast enough. Pain exploded across his ribs as he was thrown backward. He tasted blood. Syra's expression didn't change, but her fingers tightened around her spear. Liam forced himself up. He had no weapons, no armor, just his instincts. The beast circled, then charged. This time, Liam didn't dodge. He ran toward it. At the last second, he dropped, sliding beneath its claws, and kicked upward into its flickering core. The creature shrieked, its form destabilizing. The hologram flickered, just for a second, but it was enough. Liam didn't hesitate. He grabbed one of the fallen spears from the ground and drove it into the beast's throat. Light exploded. The creature dissolved into sparks. Silence. Then, a sound he hadn't heard since arriving. Applause. The elder nodded, satisfied. Syra stepped forward, her gaze unreadable. She reached out, her fingers brushing the fresh cut on Liam's cheek. Her touch was warm, electric. Zirin Keth Val she murmured. He didn't know what it meant, but the way the other women relaxed told him one thing. He had passed. For now, the days blurred together. Liam was given a small dwelling at the edge of the village, a woven pod of living vines that pulsed faintly at night, like a heartbeat. He was no longer bound, but he wasn't free either. The Zephyrians watched him, studied him, as if waiting for something. Syra visited often. She brought him food, strange fruits that burst with liquid light, meat from creatures he'd never seen, bread that shimmered like crushed gemstones. She never spoke much, but her eyes lingered on him longer than necessary. Then, one night, the air changed. A hum vibrated through the village, low and primal. The bioluminescent plants glowed brighter, their pulses synchronizing. The women moved differently, slower, their touches lingering when they passed each other. Their markings, usually a soft blue, burned vivid violet. Liam didn't understand until Syra appeared at his doorway, her breath uneven. Her eyes were fully black now, her markings throbbing. She stepped inside, and the scent of her, ozone and something wild, flooded the space between them. Zirin Val she whispered, pressing a hand to his chest. His skin burned where she touched. Then he felt it, a wave of heat, of crashing into him like a physical force. It wasn't just her, it was all of them. The entire village, their emotions bleeding into the air, into him. The Zephyrians weren't just empathic. They were linked. And right now, that link was screaming one thing. Him. Syra's fingers dug into his shoulders. She leaned in, her breath hot against his neck. Keth Zirin you are ours. Outside, the village pulsed with light. Shadows moved in the dark, women watching, waiting. Liam's heart hammered. This wasn't curiosity anymore. This was hunger. The heat cycle passed. But the tension did not. The village had changed, subtly, irrevocably. The women no longer watched Liam with cautious curiosity. Now, their gazes carried something heavier, something possessive. Syra kept him close. Too close. Wherever he walked, she followed, her presence a silent claim. The others respected it, but their eyes still lingered, their fingers brushing his arm when they thought she wouldn't notice. Then, one night, the elder summoned him. She stood at the edge of the village, where the jungle thickened into darkness. Her staff glowed faintly, casting eerie shadows across her scared face. Without a word, she turned and walked into the trees. Liam hesitated. Syra's hand tightened around his wrist. Zirin. She warned. But the elder looked back, her gaze piercing. A challenge. Against Syra's silent protest, Liam followed. The path twisted deeper than he had ever gone. The air grew thick, humming with energy. Strange carvings lined the trees, symbols that made his head ache when he stared too long. Then the jungle opened into a clearing. A temple stood there, ancient and crumbling. Its stones pulsed with the same blue light as the village, but darker. Wrong. The elder stopped before its entrance. She turned to Liam, her voice arrased. Asterisk Zirinval. Vaithketh. Asterisk. Asterisk you are ours. But first, you must see asterisk. She pressed her palm against the temple door. It groaned open, revealing a cavernous darkness. The air inside was stale, heavy with the scent of old blood. Liam stepped in and froze. The walls were covered in carvings, not like the village's elegant histories. These were brutal, chaotic. Men, human men, fighting, dying. And above them, the Zephyrian women, their hands outstretched. Not in mercy, in sacrifice. The elder's grip on his arm was iron. Asterisk Ziren Kethbel, asterisk, she whispered. Asterisk, or Ziren Kethmore. Asterisk. Asterisk you are ours, or you are nothing asterisk. Outside, the jungle screamed. Syra was coming, and she would not let him go. The temple walls seemed to pulse around Liam, the carvings alive with flickering blue light. He could feel the weight of centuries pressing down on him, the truth of this place, of these women, unraveling in his mind. The elder's grip on his arm was unyielding, her black eyes reflecting the eerie glow of the temple's runes. Asterisk Ziren Kethval, asterisk, she repeated, her voice like dry leaves scraping stone. Asterisk, or Ziren Kethmore. Asterisk. Asterisk you are ours, or you are nothing asterisk. Liam's pulse roared in his ears. The carvings told a story he could barely comprehend. The Zephyrians hadn't just lost their men. They had asterisk sacrificed asterisk them. For power. For survival. And now, they wanted him to take his place in that cycle, not as a prisoner, not as a curiosity, but as something far worse. A vessel. The ground trembled. Distant shouts echoed through the jungle. Syra's voice, sharp with fury. She was coming for him. The elder's lips curled into something that wasn't quite a smile. She released his arm and stepped back, raising her staff. The crystal at its tip flared, and the temple's shadows twisted, forming shapes, figures of men frozen in agony. Asterisk Vaith asterisk, she said simply. Asterisk Hughes. Asterisk. Liam's breath came fast. He had no weapons, no way to fight, but he had one thing they didn't expect. Humanity's oldest survival tactic. Asterisk deception asterisk. He dropped to one knee, bowing his head. Asterisk Zirinval. Asterisk he murmured, the lie bitter on his tongue. The elder exhaled, satisfied. She turned toward the altar at the center of the temple, chanting in that ancient melodic language. The air thickened, the blue light intensifying, crawling across the stone like liquid fire. Liam waited, counting seconds. Then, movement at the entrance. Syra stood there, her chest heaving, her markings blazing violet. Her eyes locked onto Liam. Then the elder. Something unspoken passed between them. A challenge. A betrayal. The elder hissed, raising her staff. Liam moved. He lunged, not at the elder, but at the altar. His hands closed around the crystal resting there, a jagged, pulsating shard that burned his skin. The elder screamed, her chant breaking as she whirled toward him. But it was too late. Liam asterisk slammed asterisk the crystal into the ground. The temple erupted. Light, blinding and white, exploded outward. The carvings shattered, the walls trembled, and the elder was thrown back, her staff clattering to the ground. The shadows of the lost men dissolved into smoke. Syra staggered, her hands pressed to her temples, as if the very link between her people had been severed. Her eyes met Liam's, wide, stunned. Asterisk why? Asterisk. The word was raw, barely audible over the crumbling stone. Liam didn't answer. He couldn't. The jungle outside roared, the trees whipping as if caught in a storm. The village's glow flickered, then dimmed. The Zephyrians' connection, their asterisk power asterisk, was breaking. And with it, there their hold on him. He ran. Past Syra, past the crumbling temple, into the writhing darkness of the jungle. The women's cries followed him, not in anger, but in *loss*. The heat was gone. The hunger. Only emptiness remained. He didn't stop until he reached the wreckage of his pod. The comms were still dead, but the engine, miraculously, flickered to life when he punched the ignition. As the ship shuddered beneath him, Liam cast one last look at the glowing jungle, at the tribe who had wanted to claim him, at Syra standing at the edge of the trees, her light fading. Then the thrusters fired, and the sky swallowed him whole. Epilogue. The rescue ship found him 3 days later, drifting in the void. They asked no questions. They didn't need to. Liam never spoke of Zephyra, but sometimes, in the quiet of space, when the stars burned a little too blue, he could still feel it. The ghost of a touch, the echo of a voice. Zirinval. And he wondered, just for a moment, if he had made the right choice.